Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be finding out what is asking to be healed right now. This is a topic that was suggested in a comment on another video a while ago. I will put the comment up here. It was very popular. I think it's the top comment on that video. So I thought we definitely need to do this reading. Thank you, by the way, to the person who left this comment. It was a beautiful idea. So I made a little list of things that we can look at in today's reading. Sorry for the splatter. We are going to be starting off with an energy check to see how this wound or blockage manifests both in your inner world and your outer world. And we are going to try to name this wound. And we're going to see where it came from. Was it something in this lifetime, something in a past life? Of course, it could be both. And how will this ultimately be healed? This is going to include practical steps that you can take, as well as supporting energies that will be around you to help you heal as you go through life, as you're just living. Then we are going to see what will change in both your inner world and your outer world once this wound is healed. So that's the reading that we're going to be doing today. There are 4 groups to choose from. In today's reading, you can definitely choose more than one. There could be messages about different things that want to be healed right now, or you could receive messages about the same thing in multiple groups. So please feel free to listen to any and all that you are feeling called to. I'm going to show you these crystals up close one by one, and please pick whichever one or ones you feel drawn to the most. For my group number 1s, we have Turquoise. For my group number 2s, we have Kyanite. For my group number 3s, we have Caribbean Calcite. And for my group number 4s, we have Blue Calcite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the turquoise heart, this is going to be a reading all about what is asking to be healed right now. These are the cards that we're going to be using today. We have 2 different tarot decks, and then I have a stack of pre-shuffled oracle cards here. Am I doing it wrong? And now let's get into the reading. So the first thing we want to do is take a look into this wound or blockage that currently exists. And we're going to see how it is manifesting in your inner world as well as your outer world. How is this wound or blockage currently manifesting in group number 1's inner world? We have Temperance. And how is it manifesting in group number 1's outer world? The 7 of Cups. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna get into it. And if this sounds like what you have been experiencing, then that will be your sign that you have found your group. So right away, Temperance talks about self-restraint. It talks about holding back. This can be a good quality to have, but when it's coming out as a wound, it seems like you may be holding yourself back from what you truly what you truly want, or holding yourself back from your own joy. How that manifests in your outer world is that you are confused and overwhelmed about what path to choose. I just think it's so interesting that the face of this angel on the Temperance card looks like one of the faces in the cup. It's like being overwhelmed with the options or all of the paths available in your outer world, maybe not understanding which is a good match for you or which is the right one for you. But with Temperance as your inner world, I do have a feeling that deep down you know the answer, but you suppress it. So there's a suppression going on when it comes to your desire that makes it really hard for you to make decisions. Because if you were being honest with yourself about what you truly wanted and letting that come out and letting that be expressed, it would be so easy to say, like, that one. I want that one. That one is mine. That's what it is. Like, to claim the path that you want, to claim the future that you want, to claim the experience that you want. It would be so easy to be like, it's that one. But if you're suppressing your true desire, you're looking at all of these cups and you're like, well, maybe that one makes sense. Or like, maybe people expect me to do this one. Maybe this one will make so-and-so happy. Maybe this is like technically the right thing to do. It's like you take too many things into consideration when you don't prioritize your own desire. And then you get stuck, never making a choice because you're not making, what do I actually want to do? What is actually authentic to me? You're not making that the number one priority. Then everything looks like a valid option. Because every factor that you could use to weigh the pros and cons, you give it equal weight. Why are you giving what is expected of you from others equal weight? Like, why are you giving what other people think you should do equal weight? Why are you giving what society deems as normal equal weight? It just makes it too confusing. And I'm also hearing like if you don't choose, someone else will choose for you. And I think healing this wound will allow you to be more of an active participant in your life. And I'm hearing like F you, but I mean, that could be directed at someone, but I feel it more like this is what I want to do, F you. Like, or F it, I'm going to choose this. I just saw 555 and that is the number of the Temperance card because 14 reduces to 5. 5 is a number of big changes. And this is reminding me of something I saw on Instagram recently where it was like someone's spirit guides keep showing them 555 and they're like, oh my gosh, it means change is coming. And the spirit guides are like, no, it means you have to change. So I think my group number ones, you're waiting for this change to come into your life, but it has to come from you. I also literally just read, where did I read this? I just read this like an hour ago. Life comes from you, not at you. Okay. We're going to get into some oracle cards and see what else we can learn about the nature of this wound. 4th chakra, relationships and healing. So this wound exists in your heart. How you relate to people or how people are able to influence you. Yeah, this really feels like giving other people's expectations or comfort equal weight to your own, or maybe even giving them more weight. And making decisions in your life based around other people. And why do you do this? It makes you feel safe in some way. Maybe there's a wound that says, if I choose myself, then I'm going to lose people. Like, people aren't going to like what I choose, or it's not going to make sense to them, or I'm going to come across as selfish, or people will think my choice is weird. There's an invalidation of your own interests. And this is an issue with boundaries, because healthy boundaries would look like I'm allowed to choose whatever I want and you're allowed to feel however you want about it. But when you try to gauge how everyone else is going to feel, you're essentially trying to control it with the choices that you make, and you can't actually do that. And then you get trapped by an illusion. Like, if I choose the right thing, then everyone will be happy and I'll be safe. That is an illusion. We have divine feminine. And when a divine feminine energy is wounded, the energy can end up in this overgiving, putting herself last kind of energy. The frequency of the divine feminine supports our soft, receptive, and nurturing side, facilitating our intuition and intrinsic understanding of our connection to the cosmos. I think what is going to be very healing for you, what you need to experience and what you deserve to experience, is to make a choice for yourself that may feel completely selfish, and to have someone say, like, I support that, that's okay, or even like, I'll help you, or I think that's a great idea. I think a lot of the time when it comes to healing, experiencing the opposite of whatever our wound is a wonderful way to heal. And I'm sort of feeling like that is the case for you. So it will be maybe a challenge to initiate that, to be like, you know what, I'm going to start like checking in with myself and seeing what it is that I truly want. And then I'm just going to be honest about it, rather than saying, oh, whatever you want to do is fine. Or, yeah, sure, let's do that. Like, I'll just go along with it. I'll go along with what everyone else wants. And then I will use the scraps of my time and energy on myself afterwards. You're going to heal through experiences of your genuine desires being supported, but they can't be supported unless they're stated. So that's the hard part. It's like the leap of faith that it takes to start expressing them. We have enlightening, arise. The trigger statement is, there has to be more than this. The true statement is, I create my world. There it is again. I create my world. Life comes from you, not at you. You are ready for a higher level of awareness and transformation. Okay. I'm also now picking up on this energy of self-restraint, 1111, as I'm saying this, maybe even towards the universe or towards your spirit guides. Group number 1, I have the feeling that there's a big dream in your life, or multiple dreams, that are sort of half manifested. Like, you got part of it, but you feel like it's not the whole thing, or it's not exactly what you wanted, or it's not quite enough. And you're holding back on really embracing that truth, maybe because you don't want to seem ungrateful. Oh, that's another thing that could really make you exercise self-restraint. Like, if I say, no, actually, I want to do this, it's going to make me seem, this is like wounded divine feminine energy, because I'm hearing like, I don't want to be difficult. Like, you're being too difficult. You're asking for too much. Okay, let me just be quiet. Let me hold back on that. No, like, we'll do what you want to do. It's okay. It's okay. I'm easy. I'm breezy. I'm casual. I'm cool. And there's this feeling of like, okay, maybe this is all there is. Maybe this is all I can manifest, and I should be grateful for that. And I think you also heal by being loud and vocal and like, no, I wanted more. No, this is not enough. No, I actually wanted this. And when you recognize that the universe wants to give you everything you want, you realize that that's not selfish. And in fact, it's impossible to be selfish, because it's like physically impossible for you to be joyful and the universe to not be joyful. If you are experiencing joy, the universe is experiencing joy, because the universe is involved in you. Spirit is involved in you, I should say. So you're making a piece of spirit happy when you are happy. There's no way that you could be happy and spirit isn't. Like, it doesn't, like, why do I want to say 404 not found? Like, that scenario does not exist. Okay? So let's see where this wound comes from. Well, maybe you already know, but we're gonna see what the tarot has to say about it. By the way, this is super specific, but it could be an extra confirmation for someone. You or a significant person in your life could be a Sag Sun with Venus in Scorpio. I dated a Sag Sun with Venus in Scorpio once, many years ago. Also, someone could have Mars in an air sign. Mars or Jupiter in an air sign. Where did this wound come from? We have the 5 of coins, and then we have the Magician and the 10 of swords coming out together. Yeah, so this could come from one experience or multiple, like repeated experiences. You know, it only takes one experience, one very emotionally charged experience to create a wound. So for some of you, it could be like one really important thing. For others of you, it's just like little things that added up over time. But with the 5 of Pentacles here, it's like you didn't get something that you wanted. Something didn't manifest. Either it didn't manifest at all, or again, like this 5 is in the middle of the numbers, and it's like this sort of halfway energy. And I feel like there has to be more than this. It's giving like something manifested halfway, or you only got part of it. It just wasn't quite what you hoped. Even though it was something you deeply cared about, it wasn't delivered to you in its final form, or it wasn't delivered to you on the physical plane. And with the Magician and 10 of swords together, like a little part, I don't want to say died, but not literally, but figuratively, obviously. A little part of your inner magician died. Like a little part of that confidence in your ability to manifest. Hi, I'm just editing right now, but I feel like I needed to go deeper with this message because yes, the wound could be, I can't manifest what I want, but I feel like it goes deeper than that. For some of you, it's like what I want isn't important, or what I want isn't the right answer. I'm hearing like, it's like you wanted something so badly and the universe left you on red, or that's how it felt. And what you internalize from that is, okay, clearly what I wanted, it's like either not important, or it wasn't like the correct thing or the right thing to want. And from that, I think this wound can be born of like, what I want isn't trustworthy, or I can't use that to lead me. Because look how it worked out last time. And then that leads to this restraint of what your heart truly wants, and then leads you to move through the world of like, oh, I don't really know. Anything you want is fine. Because the trust in your own want got diminished, or it got hurt. Well, what I want isn't the right thing anyway, so I'm just gonna do what someone else expects, or let someone else choose. Because in the 10 of swords, obviously, in this, it's different. This is a picture of Shibuya, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. By the way, all of these cards have like some Mercury energy going on with them. So it feels like you didn't get what you want and it really messed with your head. And again, it only takes one thing, one experience to create a wound. So if this was something you really, really cared about and you didn't get it, just that one experience could really mess with your head and affect you in other areas of your life too. What I was going to say is that on the Ten of Swords, we often see someone lying down, like lying on the ground, defeated with all the swords in their back. And I feel like that's what your inner magician felt like. Like, I've been defeated. Or like the magician is supposed to feel so powerful. Like, I can do anything. If I can dream it, I can do it. I can make any thought into reality. And I feel like the magician in you got hurt by this experience and was like, maybe I'm not as powerful as I think. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I'm not a magician. It's like your inner magician has imposter syndrome and doesn't want to. There's a wounded masculine energy here as well, because your will represents your masculine energy. And the world around you didn't take shape the way you willed. And it feels disempowering. And now I feel like your inner magician is kind of timid and doesn't want to boldly say, like, I want this, I'm going to manifest this. You know, imagine a magician in front of a big crowd and they go to do their magic trick and it doesn't work. And people laugh at them or something, or people are disappointed at their show. Do you think that magician's going to want to go and do magic tricks on a stage again? Probably not. They're probably going to be like, maybe I don't have magic. So that manifesting part of you feels like shy or hiding away or restrained. It's taken this mistake to heart. It's taken this mistake heavily. They don't have to. We can make mistakes and bounce back. But it takes some courage. Nobody manifests perfectly. And I feel like, I don't know if you had set really, really high standards or really, really high expectations, but whatever it is, like whether this was one big thing that you wanted to manifest or little things that added up, there's no reason that you can't try again. All right, we're going to look at some, I want to take these ones to see how this wound will heal. So we've kind of talked about that a little bit throughout this reading, but this is going to include practical steps you can take as well as energies that will be supporting you as you're just going about your life. We have plan a vacation. And we have, this is like the temple of the earth goddess. Okay, and it says the physical is the sacred temple of spirit. Wow. That is such a beautiful message when we're talking about spirit being involved in you. Spirit really wants to remind you that spirit is inside of you. And it is erroneous to feel shame if something didn't turn out how you wanted, or to say like, I'm bad at manifesting, I'm bad at creating, I didn't get what I want. Anything you say about yourself, you're also saying about spirit. Spirit lives in you, you live in spirit, you are intrinsically linked to each other. And we know that spirit is extremely powerful, and we know that spirit can manifest anything. In terms of practical steps that you can take, the first one says plan a vacation. This could literally be traveling, like a change of scenery. It could be taking a mental vacation, taking a break from, I'm hearing from the daily pressures. And I feel like it will be really good to have some experiences of manifesting without thinking about it. I feel like your inner magician at one time tried to manifest by thinking really hard about something. And maybe that wasn't, why am I thinking of that analogy? It's kind of gross, but like sometimes when you force things, they don't come. And then if you just relax, it comes. I'll just leave it like that. Yeah. I feel like in the past there was an attempt to manifest by thinking really, really hard about something, but you don't have to. Like, your human brain plays a minimal role in manifestation. Spirit plays a huge role. And I think what you will have as you go about your life is experiences of you manifesting without a lot of thought or without a lot of effort, which is very real and very possible. It happens to me all the time. Like, I just think about something, let it go, and poof, it manifests in like a few hours or in a day. And I'm like, damn. And that's also your inner magician. Your inner magician, it's not necessarily about focus and like really strong willpower and thinking really hard. It's just about directing the consciousness. Boop, boop, boop. That's all it is. That's when your masculine energy is healthy, it leads like that. Like, okay, I'm going to direct my consciousness here. We're going to will this into existence. It doesn't have to be forceful. Wounded masculine energy can be forceful, but a confident will do it gently, and then let nature do her thing. Trusts the feminine, trusts nature, that she will arrange herself accordingly, because she loves the masculine, and that's how they work together. That's how the masculine and feminine create together, and this is everywhere. All creation works this way. I don't have time to talk all about it here, but it's very fascinating, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I think if you haven't already, you're going to have some experiences of manifesting in this kind of effortless way, and then realizing like, wow, I'm not actually a bad manifester. I manifest amazing things for myself all the time. The more I talk about this, the more I think it's probably one specific thing that you just really, really wanted. Because, okay, here's an example. It's like if a student really, 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 really wanted to get a good grade in math specifically, and then their report card comes back and they got like A pluses in everything, and they got a B minus in math. And then they take that one less than amazing grade and say like, I'm a terrible student. And it's like, do you not look at all the good grades you got in everything else? I feel like there's so many amazing things that you manifest effortlessly, but that wounded magician in you is like, but this one thing, but this didn't work, so surely I'm not powerful. And by the way, how do you know it didn't work? Because how do you know it's over? How do you know it can't still happen? You don't know, because it can still happen. That's what I'm picking up anyway. Yeah, I think there's guidance here to take a break from it all. If you can literally go on a trip and take a vacation, that could be really healing for you, or just taking a mental break. Maybe even like stop thinking about manifestation for a while. Easier said than done, but it will still be happening in the background, and you will still notice it happening. And those will give you experiences of, hey, I actually can manifest stuff. You can build up that trust again. You can, and you will. And then we also have this piece of advice of being in your body, and that can really help for you to get back in touch with that part of you who knows what they want and isn't sorry about it. That's the most important thing. That you know what you want and you're unapologetic about it. And you're not ashamed about it. And that you can confidently ask for it and confidently tell others about it and confidently move towards it. That will feel really good in your body. In a way, it's like honoring, well, not in a way, it is honoring yourself. Definitely, there's a big message about getting out of your head and into your body. So having like positive sensory or sensual experiences could help with that. I always find when I'm petting or snuggling with Yumi, my dog, or Willow, my dad's dog, like it just immediately calms me down. I notice that my breathing starts to get slower and deeper, and I relax my muscles, and then my worries are not even appealing to hold on to. Mental vacation and grounding in the physical body. And just trust that manifestations will be happening in the background and will be giving you more and more positive evidence that you are a freaking magician and you don't have to force it. You will build trust in it again. Okay, so for the last two oracle cards, I want to read these ones from the guidebook. So the first one is Guidance of the Tiger. Literally, look what it says. I embrace my sensual side. We were just talking about sensual experiences and honor my true divine nature. And we have the number 22 on this card. So, and the element of fire. So let's see what the tiger has to say. Adventure is calling. Yeah, there's probably some kind of travel or adventure in your near future. This is the focus of the fierce tiger. Quiet and calculating when necessary, though honest and loyal, the tiger moves through life with a focused intention to follow through on and complete all important things. Because the tiger can become too serious at times, it is important to access the inner child within who wants more excitement in life. If you feel like your life has become a routine, the tiger comes to you as a reminder to get out of your comfort zone. The tiger symbolism could also be suggesting that you tap into your sensual side more often. In the same way that you follow your heart when you go on a new adventure, you can call in passion in all areas of your daily routine. Get in touch with your inner tiger's energy and embrace your sexuality. Use your senses to feel more positive in your body and wear clothing that feels good and expresses your true self. Sexuality or sensuality does not have to be hidden, nor does it have to be boisterous or egotistical. Oh my God. We all have both masculine and feminine energies within, which was like what half of this reading was about. So this guide of Gaia asks you to get comfortable in your own skin and balance both aspects of your highest self. The shadow side is overwhelmed, angry, scattered, which I definitely think is what this Seven of Cups feels like. The illuminated side is passionate, strong, seductive. To bring into alignment, explore your sensuality by doing something that brings you immense pleasure, whether in the form of practicing self-care, touching new textures, looking for pleasing sights, and so on. And then finally, we have mugwort number 11. So you have the number 22 and the number 11 here. And let's see what message mugwort has for you. Here she is. The magnifier. Mugwort is the horse on whose back your dreams ride to you. Mugwort calls forth what is lying deep inside you, yearning for attention, integration, and expression. Mugwort does not discern which messages come through, and they do not judge your dreams. Mugwort is simply the doorway that opens to your subconscious, letting it speak to your conscious mind. As a complex and heavily cerebral species, we need to connect to the other worlds of our consciousness, and this liminal space is mugwort's terrain. As people on this earth, we experience both the mundane and the magical every day. We experience pain, excitement, apathy, horror, joy, and ecstasy. Our task is the integration of these experiences as we process the memories in healthy ways. Though mugwort shines in this role, it is not a matter to be taken lightly. Mugwort brings forth the workings of your inner mind. Dreams can often feel twisted, dark, bizarre, or unnerving. Mugwort will bring these dreams forth when there is something within that needs to be processed and can enhance the vibrancy of your dreams so you may experience them fully. This can be magnificent and frightening. If you are prone to nightmares or if your dreams are dark or sad in nature, you can still call on mugwort and ask them to stand with you as these dreams come forth, but go gently and with caution, little by little. The ability to integrate our dreams aids us in being vibrantly present, clarifies what we truly desire, and leads us to step more fully into who we are. Mugwort is a special ally to the pelvis, a region prone to stagnant patterns and blocked creative energy, which can lead to depression. Climb on mugwort's back and let their wild ride carry you through your own imagination into the realms of measureless movement. With this card talking about like the pelvis region and creative energy, and this tiger card talking about sensuality, there's even like a wildcat on this card. Working with the sacral chakra could be healing, like listening to meditative music that is specifically for the sacral chakra, and also the heart, which we have here. The heart was really coming to my mind as I was reading that passage, because the heart chakra being in the middle of the 7 chakras, it is like the bridge from the lower to the higher, and it's also linked to the astral body, which is the bridge between like your mind and your higher self, essentially. Like when you dream, when you go to the astral realm, that is a place where your conscious mind and your higher self can interact with each other, and you can get messages directly from your higher self. So meditating with your hand over your heart, or imagining light going into your heart or coming out of your heart. I don't know, maybe both. Before you go to sleep, I'm actually picturing like a swirling something emanating from your heart before you go to sleep. The dreams that you have, that's where your subconscious talks to you. That's where you can start to get more familiar and more comfortable with what you really want. I've started to notice as well how much my subconscious talks to me even when I'm awake. You know, when your mind just makes up random ass scenarios that would never happen and that are weird. And I caught myself in one of these very weird scenarios today. It was a person like giving me a piece of paper with 2 words on it, like this or this, and asking me to choose. And I was like, why the heck would someone do that? Like, why would they be making me choose between this and this? And I was like, why is my mind even making this up? And I realized it was my subconscious talking to me. And sometimes it does so with weird symbols, but it was trying to show me how I really felt about something. And it worked. And it's actually something that I suppress a lot. Got him. Okay. Anyway, group number 1. These are all the messages I have for you. So thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings just like the ones we do here on my channel. You can also watch the extendeds for the readings we do here on YouTube, so that's going to be linked down below. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, anyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the Kyanite, this is going to be a reading all about what is currently asking to be healed. So these are the decks that we're going to be using today. We have these 2 tarot decks here, and then this is a stack of pre-shuffled oracle cards that we're going to use. So let's get into your reading. The first thing we want to see is how this wound or blockage manifests both in your inner world and your outer world. So we're going to channel the energy of group number 2's wound or blockage that wants to be healed. And if what I describe here does sound like what you have been going through, then that will be your confirmation that you found your group. This came out very freaking quickly. I had barely started shuffling the deck and it just shot out, and it's the Knight of Wands. Oh, okay. This feels like an internal sense of urgency, or like I can't stop moving. I gotta keep going. How does this manifest on the outside? We have the 9 of Cups. Okay. 9 of Cups on the outside. As many of you may know, this is a card of positivity. It's a card of contentment and satisfaction. And so you may be, okay, there's a couple different ways I can interpret this. One is that you may be, I'm hearing the word mood maker, like you are the person who makes others happy, who lifts others' spirits, who puts others in a good mood. When people see that you are doing okay, it makes them happy. But then that can create this pressure where you feel like you have to keep a smile on your face to keep others' morale up. Like you are the one who maintains the mood. That's the vibe that I'm getting for some of you. So your wound may actually be feeling like you always need to be okay. You always need to have a smile on your face so that others don't pick up on your pain, or so that others don't get discouraged, or so that others don't worry about you and feel burdened by what you're going through. Like you may really be like, let's just smile through it. Everything's okay. Like that is something you put on for other people. For others of you, it could be that you are actually trying to convince yourself that everything is okay. Like, everything's fine. There's nothing wrong. Heal what? I'm great. But on the inside, there's this constant need for forward motion, constant need to be busy, so as to distract yourself from what needs to be healed. So these are both kind of similar interpretations, but in one of them, you are aware of a wound and just want to hide it from others because you don't want to burden them. And in the other one, it's almost like you're even trying to hide the wound from yourself. And maybe in some ways it could be a little bit of both, but these 2 cards are really giving me the feeling of someone who is putting on a brave face and is like, what do you mean? I'm fine. So let's take a look at some oracle cards to see if we can get more details about the nature of this wound. So we have the 7th auric field, truth of all truths. We have authenticity. The energy of authenticity supports our choice to be genuine and truthful in all aspects of our lives, with others as well as with ourselves. Okay. And we have rosemary. Trigger statement, it doesn't make sense. True statement, I see the bigger picture. You are moving towards a deeper level of understanding, from knowledge to wisdom. Take time to absorb the lessons. Okay, so the 7th auric field, it's said to be the layer of our aura that connects us to the divine, to spirit, to universal consciousness. And now I'm wondering if for some of you, okay, basically this wound is a pressure to stay positive, if I can put it very simply. And for some of you, there may be some wound surrounding like feeling like you need to spiritually bypass your struggles. Like if I'm frustrated, it means I'm less spiritual. If I'm angry, it means I'm less spiritual. If I'm worrying, it means I'm less spiritual. And it could be, you know, we don't always identify with our wounds. So maybe you know deep down that this is an unfair standard to put on yourself, but you still can't help but feel that pressure or feel that shame when a negative thought does arise. And, you know, going back to that previous message of having to put on a smile for others, it almost feels like this performance that you feel pressured to do. Of like, yeah, I'm good, I'm okay, everything's fine. And part of that could have to do with a relationship to spirituality that was peddled to you, I want to say, like a love and light version of spirituality. Someone or society made you feel like if you're spiritual, you have to be blissful and you can't be annoyed at people or frustrated with people or judge people because that means you're not enlightened or you're falling for the illusion of blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's an immense pressure to be positive, which like pressure is not a very good breeding ground for positivity. So ironically, by feeling like you need to be positive, it creates more negative emotions. And I think honestly what is going to heal this wound is the realization that two things can be true at once. Like, yes, you are one with spirit. Yes, you are one with the divine, but also you are an individual human because spirit wanted to have an experience as an individual human with individual preferences and with varying moods and varying emotions and likes and dislikes. Everything, I'm thinking of magnets and different forces of nature. We can see this everywhere in nature, that certain things are attracted to stuff and repelled by other stuff. And humans are the same. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, everything is good, everything is divine, and so I have to accept everything. Everything in nature has likes and dislikes. Everything in nature has conditions where it will thrive and conditions where it will be unhappy. That is just natural. And you don't have to pretend you're not human to become one with spirit, because your humanity already is spiritual. And I feel like you know this, group number 2. I don't think I'm saying anything you don't know. I think it's just like a nagging pressure that has maybe been conditioned onto you through a lot of whitewashed forms of spirituality. And there's a little bit of pressure or shame that is still living inside of you. Like, to unite with spirit is not to deny your individual human experience. And I think giving yourself more permission to be an authentic and messy human and see the divinity in your authentic, messy human experience, that will be incredibly healing. And to recognize that you are worthy of good things happening to you, and you can manifest good things happening to you, even just being raw and real and authentic. We're gonna keep digging into this message because I feel like there will be more messages for those of you who do resonate with being in that role where you have to put on the brave face, you have to put on the smiling face, you have to lift other people's moods. Let's see where this wound came from. we have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Queen of Swords. Group number 2, I have the feeling that you've always been, first of all, you could have like a combination of air and water in your chart, or like the way an air placement and a water placement interact within your chart like creates this, I want to say, disposition. That doesn't have to be all of you, but I do feel called to mention that. I get the feeling that you are highly spiritually attuned, and you're also highly like intellectually attuned. And I guess what I mean by that is you can read people very well. You can read people very well just through analysis and being smart, like logically deducing someone's emotions, someone's intentions, but also you read people very well through your intuition and through your psychic gifts. So there's this like hyper awareness of the energy of others. And as such, I think you're also hyper aware of your ability. You could also have a lot of mutable energy in your chart that's coming through. You are hyper aware of your ability to influence other people, to influence their moods, to influence their energies. And all humans can do this. I just think that you are hyper aware of your ability to do so. I think you use this for good, but I think you also feel this deep responsibility of like, if I'm the one who can bring smiles to people and bring joy to people and bring that positive influence to people, then it's my responsibility to do so. You may be the type of person who, when you're in a crowded space or just when you're in a group, you can like feel everyone's energy and feel everyone's emotions. And when you're picking up on a negative energy from someone, I feel like somehow you feel like it's your job to heal that or transmute that, quite simply because you can do that. You can read that energy. You can clear that energy. But sometimes it feels like there's no room for your own fluctuating moods and your own fluctuating emotions. It's like you're so busy checking in on how everyone else is doing and feeling like, oh, this person's looking kind of down, maybe I can cheer them up, or oh, that person has a heavy energy around them, I can clear that, or oh, this person is struggling, I can help them, I can heal them. And I do think it brings you genuine joy to help people in this way and make them happy, but a side effect of that is there's no room for me to process my own heavy shit and my own emotions, and like I don't want anyone else to see that. And it's this double standard that your ego has kind of placed on you, where if someone else wants to show up to you in a very heavy energy or in a very bad mood, you welcome that, but then you feel like you can't show up to someone else with a heavy energy or a bad mood. And really that should be mutual. Like we can all come as we are. We can all be authentic. And I don't know if there's a specific event that this came from or if it's just that's been in your nature. There could be something in your childhood or something in your past where you had to, okay, for some reason I'm seeing like a child, this is making me very emotional actually, a child and parent dynamic where like you, even as such a small child, could tell like, oh, my parent's stressed out, my parent's going through it. Like the last thing I want to do is add to that worry. So let me not cry about this thing because I know they're already worrying about so much stuff. They're already going through so much shit. It's like, I'm okay, mommy. I'm good. I'm okay, daddy. Like, don't worry about it. So maybe that's literally what has happened for some of you, or this is just like to illustrate the energy, but it's like being hyper aware of the shit people are going through and their stress. And it feels like this awareness came at an age where like you shouldn't even have had to be worrying about that stuff. Like you should have just been carefree, playing, figuring out who you are, but had to be like, oh, this person in my life is going through a lot of difficult things. I don't want to add to that, so I'm just going to be really happy and I'm going to try to cheer them up, and my stuff can go off to the side for now. This is, if you're resonating with this group number 2, I'm sorry, like this is a hard energy. So we're going to pull some cards to see how this can be healed. This is going to include practical steps as well as energies that will be supporting you along the way as you are living your life. We have deep breathing. I find it interesting that we have the number 19 here because that's the number of the Sun card in tarot. By the way, as I said that, the camera was at 2019. So there's the number 19 again. Maybe the year 2019 was significant for some of you. But the Sun card is a very positive card that shows us being carefree and joyful, and it can talk about embracing childlike energy as well. And if you think about children, normally they will be very authentic. When they're upset, they will scream their heads off. They will be a nuisance and they don't care. Usually they're not worrying about what are the ramifications of me expressing this emotion. They just authentically express it as they should. And we sort of talked about this previously in your reading, but I think reminding yourself that you are human, like yes, you are spirit, but you are also an individual human, and anything you're feeling or experiencing as this individual human is valid, but it's also inherently a part of spirit, because nothing you do or feel or express could ever be not spirit or separate from spirit, because nothing in this world isn't spirit. By spirit being infinite, everything has to be of spirit. So there's nothing you could do that would make you like less divine or like less worthy of good things happening to you. You know that you have goodness in your heart. You know that you are always connected to spirit and guided by love. And there is an authentic and carefree energy that will heal you. And connecting to your inner child that will heal you. Deep breathing could be a healing practice for you, and I find it interesting that this person has their hand on their heart. Literally doing breathing exercises or meditations with your hand on your heart could be a helpful healing practice. And I'm looking at this spiral coming out of the person's crown chakra. This is also interesting because the 7th auric field is connected to the crown chakra. I honestly think you have a blessing and a curse of being very psychic and being able to read others' energies, and that can get overwhelming at times. And there's this sense of, well, if I can read it, if I can see it, if I'm aware of it, then it's my responsibility to heal it or to cleanse it or to purify it. And you, group number 2, the human, don't need to do that. You can release it to a higher power. You can release it to spirit. You don't always have to carry that in your human vessel. We have unicorns and fairies. This card literally says unicorns and fairies. That to me feels like childhood, magic, play, like a carefree energy. Yes, literally says spend time doing whatever you want. Like spend time doing whatever your heart desires. It is necessary. It is imperative that you spend time like this. It is not frivolous. It is so important for your health. I feel like if more of us did this, there would be a lot less mean-spiritedness and heavy energy in the world. Okay. We're going to get some guidance for you with these 2 oracle cards, and I want to read these from the guidebooks. So we have guidance from Gaia, Wild card. I am in divine union with Gaia's guidance. I explore my untamed nature to be of service to the world. So let's see what this card says in the guidebook, number 52. And this one is the element of spirit, which is interesting. This deck has fire, air, earth, water, and then spirit as the 5th element. So you guys got a spirit card. Unity, community, evolution. As wild as the untamed Mother Nature is at heart, this card is the embodiment of all the cards together, symbolizing the wild energy untapped within you. All creatures, all people, all trees, all life is a part of Gaia. Everything is united and one. All the elements and everything on planet Earth are in support and service to one another. We are all connected to Gaia and each other through our collective consciousness. That's literally what this 7th auric field is, like your connection to the collective consciousness. Gaia is asking you to go within and tap into your inner strengths, skills, and talents to bring those forth into the world. She asks you, what can you do for the world? How can you be of service? Gaia energy is with you and all around you, always. It is time to use this connection to trust in your own abilities. You have everything you need inside of you. All the spirit guides in the natural world are coming to you with benevolent love and support. Let their unconditional love guide you forward. Trust the feelings that come to you, because you are part of Gaia and the animal kingdom. You can be your own guidance system. Trust the wild energy flowing to and through you. There may have been some particular words or phrases that were jumping out for you. When I was reading this passage, my main takeaways are all the spirit guides in the natural world are coming to you with benevolent love and support. So there's this overwhelming message of you are not alone, and it is not your sole responsibility to lift the spirits of the world and to heal the world. And also, your desire to be of service to the collective, that is divinely guided. Like, you have the right intention. You have the intention that makes you happy and that will serve the highest good. But if the way you're going about it is hurting you or stifling you, then it's not the right way. And it may seem like stifling yourself or depleting your energy to lift others up helps them in the moment, but the collective will not benefit from you, what do you call that? Erasing your authenticity, scrubbing out, wiping out. I don't know. I wanted to say some word like that. The world will not benefit from you scrubbing out your authenticity. We have kelp with the number 22. So here is our kelp passage. The Tide Bringer. Kelp is ocean medicine. The ocean could also be healing for this group. Also, this is kind of random, but I'm thinking about how seaweed has iodine. Something about iodine or something about your thyroid could be significant. Kelp is ocean medicine. As a gorgeous variety of seaweed, kelp is a salty, winding forest that provides a home to many creatures. Kelp is home medicine. What matters most when we think about our place in this world is how we locate ourselves in relationship to other living beings. Kelp is where otters live. They tie themselves to the kelp forest so they do not float away, sleeping on their backs with their young tied to their bellies, always connected. This is how we can see our ocean medicine friend, as an umbilical cord to belonging. If you need a sense of home or togetherness, call on kelp to weave you into the web of place. I just need to add here that I really feel like Mother Earth is calling you, because the kelp is representing like this anchor that you can use to feel connected to nature. I'm hearing like Mother Earth wants to hold you. Mother Earth wants to absorb your burdens from you. Mother Earth sees you and is appreciative of you, because you are taking care of her beings and you're bringing light to her. Kelp brings many stories and shape-shifting water spirits with them, including the most directly connected, for English speakers, the Kelpie. Kelp speaks in omens through their movement and mystery, which we have been fascinated by for thousands of years. We too are ocean creatures and perhaps look to kelp to relearn the language of our true home, to speak in shape-shifting with fluency, to find a comfortable place in mystery, and to fill our homes with magic. We are surrounded by living entities whose secrets we know in our hearts, but whose language we have forgotten. Kelp can speak to you in the mother tongue of water and salt. Kelp is the home place of our magic. Kelp is the mysterious forest where we travel and melt into the thriving interwoven net of life itself. Kelp is a slippery, salty, nourishing part of the blood and ocean water that run through our very bodies. Kelp says, I am part of you. Welcome home. Something that was coming to me so strongly while reading this passage is, we've spoken about how deeply psychic you are, group number 2. That is definitely something about you that you should know and that you should not doubt. It is clear as day that you can connect psychically to beings on Earth, both physical and non-physical beings who reside on Earth, maybe even to plants and animals, as well as non-physical entities who may reside on other planes. And I find it worth noting that when you have access to all of these entities and all of these energies, your instinct is like, I need to help them, or I need to do something for them, rather than like, wow, look at this beautiful interconnected web that I'm a part of. And look at all the help I can receive, and look at all the love and blessings I can receive. I think there are beings here on Earth, both seen and unseen, who want to remind you that like, hey, we want to help you too. Like, just as much as you want to serve the world, we want to serve you too. It feels best when it's going both ways. And the fact that you realize we're here, the fact that you can perceive us, that's freaking cool and exciting. Most people don't. Most people don't even give us a thought. The fact that you can see us and interact with us and know we're here is awesome. And we want to give to you too. We want to help you too. We want to help you with whatever you want. And so I think this is like a mental practice of when you feel some energy that is heavy, when you feel some energy that is off, rather than your first instinct being like, okay, what can I do to take on this burden? To say like, wow, there's this heavy energy here. Let me call upon all of these beings that I sense around me, all of these higher powers. Let me call upon them and let's work on this together. An excellent example of this is like, if you saw a beach that needed a cleaning, it doesn't make sense to try to do that all on your own or feel like you should be the one to do it all on your own. Maybe it's your idea to do something about it, but then you call on others to help you. Maybe you organize a beach cleanup with a bunch of people, because it's silly to think that one person could clean up the planet on their own. And it's the same psychically, it's the same energetically. You may be the one to notice that there's some heaviness on earth that needs clearing, or some heaviness within an individual that needs clearing, but then you call upon the community of spirits who can help you lift this energy. Like, you don't have to do it alone. And honestly, I think they're already helping you. They're not sitting there like, well, group number 2 didn't ask, so we're not going to help. Like, no, they're already helping you. But it's sure not helping you mentally to feel that pressure that I have to do something, I have to do more, it has to be me. That's the root of it. You need to remember, like, the interconnectedness goes both ways. Like, yes, you serve others because we're all connected, but also you get help because we're all connected. And that's how the balance is maintained. Okay. I think those are all the messages for my group number 2s. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch full-length exclusive pick-a-card readings, just like the ones here on my channel. You can also watch the extendeds of the readings we do here on YouTube, so that will be linked down below. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. And I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, all the beautiful spirits on earth, both the seen ones and the unseen ones. And yeah, did I say all of your loved ones? All of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the Caribbean Calcite, this is going to be a reading all about what is currently asking for your healing. So these are the decks that we're going to be using today. We have these 2 tarot decks, and then this is a stack of pre-shuffled oracle cards that we're going to look at as well. And the first thing that we want to see is how this wound or blockage manifests both in your inner world and in your outer world. So we are channeling the energy of group number 3's wound or blockage that wants to be healed. If what I'm describing here does sound like what you have gone through, then that will be your confirmation that you found your group. How does this wound or blockage manifest in group number 3's inner world? This is taking some time, which is interesting. Maybe there's something inside of you that doesn't come out or that can't come out. We have justice. And how does this wound manifest in group number 3's outer world? We have the 4 of Wands. Oh, this is a hard one, group number 3. Because I feel like Having this wound has not necessarily brought bad things into your life. In fact, sometimes it may even bring good things into your life. The Four of Wands literally represents happiness and wishes coming true, building the life that you want, building a community. So this is going to be a tricky one. When Justice came out, it did give me a feeling of, okay, sorry. Let's go back to the beginning, because I was already getting a feeling when I was shuffling the cards and it was taking a long time for it to come out. I was like, this seems like the energy of someone who waits so long to say something that the original feeling is lost. I'm hearing the word sanitize. So just for an example, let's say you were really pissed off about something, and it's like, rather than just speaking that in the moment, you think about it and think about it and think about it. Well, actually, maybe that's not the kindest way to say it, or maybe that's not what they meant. Like, or maybe am I in the wrong? Like maybe I'm the one who should be apologizing. And trying so hard to see it from every single person's perspective and look for reasons why maybe my initial emotion is actually wrong. And thinking about this for so long that by the time you express it, it's this really like watered down and sanitized version of what you actually felt. Like, this is Libra energy, and Libra energy is beautiful, but when we're doing a reading about wounds and challenges, sometimes Libra energy is so concerned with the appearances of things. Like, expressing anger is ugly, like it's unbecoming, and so I must do it in this very like diplomatic way, and I'm hurt, like it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault that I'm hurt, but like this is just how I was feeling, but like it's okay. Like, really watering things down. And there could be an element of avoiding conflict, avoiding confrontation, wanting to be as diplomatic as possible, wanting to keep the peace as much as possible. And then the hard thing with this is, at least from your perspective, it seems that this has actually brought positive things into your life. You know, people listen to you, people like you, people give you things. You get opportunities. It's like because you're behaving, you're being good. You're not ruffling feathers. Yeah, this is a wound about like, I can't ruffle feathers, I have to be good, I have to keep the peace, I have to be diplomatic. And like, it's never anybody's fault, but sometimes maybe it's my fault. And if I do this, then people like me. If I do this, I will get good things in my life. There may be a certain level of comforts and security that you're enjoying. It sounds so weird to say, like, because of this wound, because of this inability or refusal to speak your truth. So let's look at some oracle cards. Wow. To clarify this message, we have the 5th chakra, communication and guidance. So yeah, this is a wound that's literally around holding your tongue, keeping the peace, and also the fact that there's an elephant on this card, it is making me think of the elephant in the room. So there may be times where you don't address the elephant in the room, or, you know, I'm just gonna hold my tongue until like I've calmed down, or I find the best way to say it. And of course, the other extreme of that, like being impulsive and being reactive and saying harsh things in the moment, is also not good. But I feel like this is taken so much the other way. I keep wanting to use these words like diluted, watered down, polished is coming to my mind as well. And I'm also seeing an example. Okay, actually, this is a very good example. So I'm a tarot reader, right? Imagine I'm making videos and I'm just sugarcoating the shit out of everything because I'm afraid if I say a negative message, then people will get mad at me, or like people will leave a negative comment. So everything that comes out, I'm like, oh, this outcome is going to be amazing. And oh yes, this person is so in love with you, and just make everything sound so good and flowery. And then as a result, I get a ton of positive comments and I make money. Like, it seems on the surface that behaving in this way is actually bringing me good things. And so why would I stop doing it? I feel like in some way you have received a positive reinforcement. Like, good things happen when I don't speak up. Good things happen when I don't ruffle feathers. You know what's interesting too? We have like Libra and Aries energy here, which are sister signs. And I feel like in your current energy, you may be leaning quite a bit towards the Libra side of things, which is like the diplomatic, peacekeeper, classy. And the Aries is like, I'm giving you the middle finger. I'm speaking my mind. This is my truth. So, you know, going too far in either way is not ideal, but I feel like we need a little bit more of that Aries spice to heal this wound. We have curiosity. The frequency of curiosity supports our intrinsic inquisitive nature, which is the necessary driving force behind any growth and evolution. Something else that was also just coming to me is like, there could be a wound surrounding constantly feeling like you need to be the bigger person. You know, like if someone's rude to me, I'll just kill them with kindness. I just won't engage. Something about curiosity and the number 15 with the devil, it gave me this feeling, and this is actually very good because I feel like you have a built-in guidance system of how you can heal this wound, because there may be certain experiences that you live vicariously through. Maybe there's a scene in a movie that you see where someone is just like exploding and letting everyone have it and being like, F you, F you, F you, F you. Or maybe you see on social media, someone left a rude comment and the original creator clapped back in a very sassy way. And you're like, oh yes, I'm living for this. Like, certain things that feel healing to you when you witness it. But then you're like, oh, but I can't do that because like I'm keeping the peace. I couldn't possibly confront someone. Like, I have to just be the bigger person. I feel like there could be some pent up sass and some pent up, even like rage in this group that wants to come out, that maybe you have deemed as like of the ego. You know, like, I'm above that. I'm the bigger person. That's just being in my ego. I actually think that embracing your ego is going to be a part of your healing, because actually you can never be separate from your ego. Otherwise, you would not be a person. You would not be you. You would not have an identity. And even the irony of it is, even being like, oh, I'm so above that, is also your ego. You cannot escape it. Like, you're going to be buddies for the rest of your life. As long as you're in this human vessel, you will have an ego who tells you, I'm an individual and I want to keep existing as an individual. So maybe there's also a healing that comes with not classifying like, this part of me is egoic and bad, and this part of me is transcended, so it's good. And we also have citronella, expel. You need to expel the BS around you with your voice, with your words. The trigger statement is, I am being invaded. The true statement is, I am pure. As you align with the frequency of peace, the invasions from outside yourself and dissonance within are neutralized. It's funny because I feel like in your attempt externally to keep the peace, it is causing a disturbance of your own internal peace. You will feel much more at peace when you are comfortable with disrupting the peace. Because the quote unquote peace that you may be trying to protect right now, it's really just an appearance. It's really just superficial. Is it peaceful to have an elephant in the room and nobody's talking about it? That doesn't sound very peaceful. I feel like there's something, it's like, are we not going to address this? Are we not going to fix this? Like something that is bothering you. And I'm also hearing like someone has to say it. So there's probably something that you are thinking and feeling that others feel as well, but nobody wants to be the one to say it. And I'm not saying it has to be you every single time, group number 3, but there could be something about a specific situation that you're going through right now that it would be very healing for you to be the one to speak up about it, because of what that represents. Like in some way it would represent honoring your truth. It would represent the truth is more important to me than maintaining an illusion of peace and comfort. This could also be a cultural thing for some of you. So, for example, if you live in a more like collectivist culture, and I'm not saying that one is better or worse than the other, like individualist versus collectivist, I think they can both be good in different situations. But sometimes in a more collectivist space, there's this sense of like, don't cause trouble by talking about your problems. Like just maintain the peace for the whole group, which ironically just causes a lot of inner turmoil for everyone, I feel. Like an example that's coming to my mind is certain environments, whether it's like a workplace culture, a family culture, the culture of a country, where it's like, we don't talk about mental health. Like, don't bother us with that. But you can tell everybody's struggling and you're like, are we not gonna say something? Like, we're clearly all not okay. Like, clearly this is not working for any of us. But then if you're the one who brings it up, then you're the problem. Like, you're the one disrupting the peace. And you're like, I'm not disrupting the peace. This fucking elephant is. Like, why am I the disruptor? Because I'm the one who's mentioning there's an elephant here. I didn't put the elephant here. I'm just mentioning it because, like, we should do something. So there's something healing for you about naming the elephant that other people seem to feel and notice. And nobody, like, no offense to elephants, but it's like, we don't want the elephant in this room. Like, we want to help the elephant be released into the wild. So when I'm getting this feeling like when you see other people talking their shit and naming the fuckery that's going on around them, clapping back at people, whatever it is, that probably gives you a sense of satisfaction because there's like a part of you in your soul that wants to do that as well. Okay. Yeah, there's some fire in you that wants to come out, group number 3. So let's see where this wound came from. The letter C could be significant because I'm just seeing a lot of like chakra, communication, curiosity, citronella. The one thing I know about citronella is I was looking into it when I had my like whole aversion to cicadas, because I think it keeps them away, and I think it keeps some bugs away. It's a repellent of what you don't want, and that's probably why the word expel is here. Like, your healing looks like you being able to say, like, ugh, no, keep that away from me. I don't mess with that energy. Take that somewhere else. And then again, I'm thinking of, sorry, I know sometimes I use a lot of examples about content creators, and it's just because I am one. Like, it's not like I think everybody else is, but it's an easy example that I can think of off the top of my head, where it's like, okay, well, if you mention the elephant in the room, then you're gonna lose followers. And it's like, okay, good. Like, bye. Your healing is like, I don't want to hold on to anything that costs me my truth. That just seems like a bad deal. That seems not, you know, like if I'm getting certain comforts, is it really comfortable? If I'm getting certain opportunities, are they really worthy opportunities? Or, I don't know, I just feel like public figures are a good example of this, because there's so many instances where it's like, all you gotta do is just keep your mouth shut and do exactly what we want you to do. And then we'll make you rich. And then we'll make you famous. But is that really a good life? Is that really a trade-off that you want? I feel like there's a part of you that wants to be more outspoken and more just like, fuck it, this is what I think. Yeah, and I don't know, like, if this is going on in a family dynamic, in a friend group, in like a larger community or larger culture. I'm thinking of that song, We Don't Talk About Bruno, which is from, what is that movie called? Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. We don't talk about Bruno. It's like an animated movie, but your healing era is let's talk about Bruno. Somebody tell me what that movie is. It's gonna drive me crazy. Well, I can just look it up when I finish. Or even like, I'm also thinking of like Harry Potter living under the stairs, and the Dursley family is like, oh, you know, like we don't talk about him, we don't mention him, but he's very much there and he's ready to start some shit. This could be a healing thing, could be you like calling out a lot of people and not falling back to this like, oh, it's okay, it was a long time ago. Like, you know what? That thing a long time ago, actually, I do have some things to say about it. It was a long time ago, my ass. As if these wounds don't live on in people and generations. Okay. Where did this wound come from? This card is also taking a long time to come out, which makes me think that it's probably not necessarily the result of one experience that you had, but more so, I'm hearing pressure cooker, something that you were conditioned into over time. I think I've been talking a lot about the culture you were in, the environment you were in. It's something that you learn to do slowly over time based on a culture or based on a community or based on an environment. We have, wow, Six of Cups. Sorry, I just had to pause for a second, but the Six of Cups is literally a card that talks about childhood. So for many of you, this could very well come from your childhood, likely multiple experiences that happened over time. I'm seeing this scenario of being told, like, don't tell anybody. And this could have happened like as a young child or even as a teenager. Just in your youth is the feeling I'm getting. It's like a don't tell anybody, or there could have even been a situation where you spoke up about something or said something, and then a parental figure, an adult, was like, why would you say that? Like, we don't say that. We don't talk about that. And to you, it's not obvious. It's like, but why? Like, did I lie? Is what I said wrong? There's this unspoken rule of like, there's certain things that we don't say, there's certain things that we don't bring up. And I feel like it didn't make sense to you. And maybe even to this day, like, it doesn't make sense to you. 111, as I'm saying that. It's like, you guys do realize that not talking about it doesn't make it any less real, right? The Nine of Coins. Success, abundance. Like, and this is not the first time this has come up in your reading. It's like there is some promise that being this way could make you money or make you successful or get you ahead. Maybe there's certain secrets that you keep, or just certain things that you don't talk about, things that don't get exposed. There could be something about a certain person or something about a certain industry, like something that's going on behind the scenes. And not addressing it brings you some kind of success. Or just having internalized. I wonder if some of you are in the public eye, because that's also something that I keep thinking about, because that is an excellent example of performing like a sanitized version of yourself to gain success. And then there's this feeling of, if I get too real or if I get too unfiltered, then all of this is going to go away. So we're going to look at some cards to see how this wound will be healed. And this is going to include both practical steps as well as just energies that will be supporting you as you go on moving through life. We have Dream Journal. And I think I did this for the previous groups as well, where the number reminded me of a major arcana in tarot. Because the number 20 reminds me of the Judgment card, being card number 20. And that can talk about, well, things coming to the surface, things coming to a head, especially things from the past being revealed. And I do feel like there could be things from a long time ago that you still really want to address and still really want to talk about. And this idea of, oh, it was a long time ago, it's just not cutting it for you. Like, it's still in your subconscious. I'm hearing like, I don't care how long ago it was. It's not going to be healed until we're honest about it. Ooh, that's making me emotional. For some, like, there could be even something that happened to you that you don't name it for what it is. Something bad that was done to you. that you say like, oh, no, it wasn't that bad, or no, that's not what that was. No, they were just, you know, and it was probably my fault anyway. Watering down the truth of what happened, but then you can never fully process it and move on from it. That, yeah, that doesn't feel good, sitting with that energy. But your subconscious doesn't forget. And something that's important to note, of course, is that the subconscious speaks to us through symbols. So you might not be dreaming about real life events. You might be dreaming about something symbolic that needs a little bit of decoding, and you decode it through emotions, right? Looking up, you know, Googling, like, what does it mean if I dream about a snake? What does it mean if I dream about a fish? Like, those kind of things, I think they can bring us messages that we need, because spirit can find us and talk to us from anywhere, even if it's a Google search. But more powerful, I find, is when you decode how you felt when it happened, like how you felt when the dream happened, and see what that is mirroring in your current life or in your past. Because like my dream about a snake and your dream about a snake could mean very different things based on how we felt about the snake in our dream and like how it was behaving towards us. And yeah, so there's a message there about analyzing your dreams, but focusing less on the visuals and what's happening and more about the underlying emotion. And that's how you will, some of you could be decoding a recurring dream this way, especially one that's been kind of confusing you. I've actually gotten into this habit recently, writing down a dream journal. There's certain memories that your subconscious wants to process and release that will keep coming to you in dreams. Your subconscious is like, hey, when are we gonna realize what happened here? Because your subconscious knows that it was messed up, but your analyzing conscious mind is saying like, no, it's okay. And the subconscious won't have it. This is also something that needs to be remembered. This idea of like time heals all wounds and everything gets better with time. The subconscious doesn't really care about time. I feel like it kind of exists in a place that transcends time. For some of you, what you're healing could be generational, or it could go back to past lives with the Six of Cups here as well. And we have the Goddess of Earth with the number 33. Okay. So this says it's time for you to receive. The Goddess of Abundance is blessing you, basically. That is very interesting, because there's been messages throughout the reading of, when I betray myself or when I silence my truth, I will gain certain things. And embedded in that is sort of a scarcity mindset. I'm tasting mustard right now, and I wish I had my phone. Actually, okay, I'm going to put it up on the screen, because I bet you anything there's a spiritual significance of like mustard or mustard seed or something. It is quite pungent, so maybe it's related to this message of expelling or purifying or cleansing, purging negative energy. At least that's what I feel intuitively. But there could be a scarcity mindset in that. And I feel like I even said at some point in this reading, like all of this could go away. But the universe is way more abundant than that. There are a million ways for you to accumulate wealth and to experience abundance. And for every person, I'm serious, for every person who may reward you for silencing your truth, there are others who will reward you and celebrate you for speaking your truth. Abundance is available everywhere. And when you realize that, you will not be afraid of releasing something that doesn't serve you because of what you might lose. And I would also point out that true abundance has freedom in it. If you are a slave to your abundance, then it's like it owns you and you can only keep it based on certain conditions. That doesn't feel like true abundance. I personally feel like abundance must have freedom in it. If you're trapped in it, if you're indebted to it, if you have to perform a certain way to keep it, that just feels like scarcity disguised as abundance. It's available everywhere. And you might receive abundance in a different form, in a different environment, with different people. It might change its form, but it's going to be real. It's going to be real abundance. I'm also tasting strawberries. I'm going to have to look both of those up because I think the reason those are coming is because of the spiritual meaning associated with them. So I'll put that up on the screen as well. So the last thing that we are going to do is look at these two oracle cards for guidance, and I'm going to read both of these from the guidebook. So your first card is Guidance of the Snail, number 45, and this card is the Spirit element. I embrace the joy in the journey. I celebrate the moment. I am here now. So the keywords of the snail are comfort, protection, and yielding. The snail has arrived in your life with the gifts of patience and protection, reminding you to be more present in and accepting of the current moment. There is no rush or time frame tied to your goals, but rather a self-imposed schedule that may be stressing you out. The snail invites you to reevaluate your goals to ensure that you still feel aligned to your path. Retreat into your home for protection and find comfort in the slower pace. Change is upon you, but if you miss the journey and hurry to the outcome, you are missing wisdom. Interesting. I flipped 2 pages at the same time by accident. And it looked like it says, if you miss the journey and hurry to the outcome, you are missing wisdom. And that's from the Black Sheep. We might have to read the Black Sheep as well. Okay. Those who naturally identify with the snail tend to work very slowly and methodically, paying attention to details that others miss. By focusing on your craft, you maintain a high standard for all that you do. If this is not how you approach things, the snail is asking you to pay more attention to the details. Additionally, snail is housed in a nautilus shell, which is composed of sacred geometry, connecting to both the grounding earth energy and the spiritual realms. Remember that everything is in the right order and all is connected to the oneness of the universe and the divine plan. So there is a piece of advice here to slow down and reevaluate your goals. I'm hearing, what am I really trying to hold on to here? What am I really trying to maintain here? Because again, there's on some level something you feel you can gain by continuing to live this way. And I feel like by slowing down, it puts you in this place to question, but what am I really gaining? Is this really worth it? And do I even still want this? We're going to read the Black Sheep too, because I feel like you're meant to read this as well. The Black Sheep is in a category of their own merit, forging a path of conviction, self-awareness, and self-made joy by going their own way, free of the conditioning of family, culture, and society. Black Sheep's true power is within. This spiritual guide of Gaia seeks understanding, intelligence, and truth, visiting you today to remind you of the independent superstar that you are. Other people may not understand you or believe in what you are doing, but this is even more reason to press ahead and trust your innate wisdom. You were not made to fit in. You are here to help others break out of their own boxes and self-imposed prisons. The Black Sheep is a divine renegade leader who is here to shake things up on earth. Yeah, this is totally you. This was not an accident that I flipped to this page. Become a role model of what's possible when you stop listening to the world's demands and rules and instead activate your unique inner power and light. You have everything you need to manifest the life you truly want, but you must let go of the need to please, fit in, or conform in any manner. Free yourself from judgments and shame and let the black sheep be your guide. The energy is within you already. The shadow side, which honestly, judging from this whole reading, lean into the shadow side, group 3. Defiant, unruly, opinionated. Like, yes, be that. Be the shadow. Illuminated side, leader, truth seeker, role model. To bring into alignment, spread your energy and take in new ideas and experiences, near or far. Travel to somewhere you've always wanted to go. Black sheep's affirmation. I demonstrate what's possible when I live from my heart and trust my own intuition. Truth is my compass. I follow it daily. As I was reading this passage, I was also thinking of an example of a newscaster or like journalism, someone whose literal job is to share stories, but the agency they work for is saying like, oh, but don't mention that, or, oh, but we should spin it in this way, you know, watering down the truth or twisting the truth. And maybe this person feels like, if I speak the truth, I'm going to lose my job. If I don't, then I can keep this security. But what the black sheep is trying to teach us is that if you go your own way and do your own thing, abundance will follow you there. Abundance is a free spirit. Abundance can do whatever it wants. And if it wants to bless you, it's gonna bless you no matter what. You can find it anywhere. Okay, we also have Baptisia, wild indigo. This is making me think of indigo children. We have the numbers 45 and 49, which could be significant. For some of you, the dates between April 5th and April 9th could be important. That's the wrong guidebook. That's the one we just read. Okay, number 49. Some of you could also be like in your mid to late 40s. Where is she? Here she is. Emissary of space and time. Okay. They're not all rainbow color. Yeah, there's different suits in this book, and the suit of your card is rainbow color, which really stood out to me. That could be a message about showing your true colors. The element is earth, which we have here as well. You got the goddess of earth in your reading. Energetic signature, damp. Okay. Weather system, foggy, misty. Metal, brass, emotion, joy, landscape, forest. Baptisia is for and of the star children. This plant is about having quiet but clear conversations with those of you who have lived amongst the stars, in your past, in your dreams, even now. Perhaps you don't think of yourself this way, but you hear the whispers of another world. Listen. Baptisia is of the cosmos, radiating through the constellations of your heart. If you always feel a little bit different, Baptisia is here to tell you that you can be at home. There are many in this world who are made to feel they do not belong, are not right, are not normal. This is a consequence of the limitations of the human mind. It is a fear-based belief, not a truth. If you feel alienated, misunderstood, or isolated, call Baptisia to your side. You are welcome here as you are. Baptisia also confers with the ultra-intelligent beings on this planet, those we often feel we need to conquer, vanquish, overcome, understand. This relationship of extraction will never bring us to peace or health. Baptisia confers with the viruses, the bacteria, and the organisms that are around us and a part of us. Baptisia asks us to question our need for control. What a gift that we have emissaries like Baptisia to facilitate these conversations. When your soul is wandering or you suffer the feeling of separation from yourself, Baptisia is your ally. Know that parts of you may be disparate, out in the unknown, and floating through moonlight. Weave these slivers of self together and find the full essence of yourself. If your mind feels scattered, if there are too many voices in your head, and if you feel untethered, Baptisia says, you are your own home, no matter where you go. Group number 3, those are all of the messages that I have for you today. So I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below. My tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch full-length exclusive pick a card readings just like the ones here on my channel. You can also watch the extendeds of the readings we do here on YouTube. So that's going to be linked down below. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, anyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number 4s. So if you guys chose the blue calcite, this is going to be a reading all about what is currently asking to be healed. So these are the cards that we're going to be using today. We have these 2 tarot decks, and then this is a stack of pre-shuffled oracle cards that we're going to look at. But just before we get into it, there were a few things that happened before I started filming your reading that felt like messages for you. So one thing was that I saw 2 angel numbers before I sat down to film your reading. One of them was 1331, so it was like a mirroring number, and the other one was 222. And then the other things that happened actually have to do with this candle. So I did something a bit clumsy and I spilled candle wax on the carpet, and this was down there, and I splattered candle wax on the paper. This is like the breakdown of today's reading. And something about the candle wax going onto the paper made me think of like back in the day when you would seal an envelope with candle wax, like when you were sending someone a letter. And that just made me think like, okay, someone's sending group number 4 a letter. And I sat with that message for a bit. And I was like, could it be, you know, in a broader sense that group number 4 is like receiving communication from someone? And Spirit said no. Spirit specified that the communication you are receiving is something more personal than just like a text message or a DM or an email. You know, it's like, it could be someone is physically sending you a letter, or at least a voice call. Like it feels like something more personal and something that will feel heartfelt or sentimental to you. And another thing with this candle is that before filming your group, so as you guys may know, this was a fundraiser candle. They are sold out now, which I'm extremely grateful for. And I just saw 222 again. Oh my God. So before I was filming your group, I was preparing the spreadsheet of all of the orders. And there was just something about seeing this list of people that almost made me tear up, because I interact with you guys all the time in comments, in DMs, but there's something about seeing like your full names and your shipping address, like the city and the country you live in, that I'm like, holy shit, like these are all like humans. That it's, you know, it sounds so crazy to say like duh, but sometimes when you're just on the internet, you don't feel that, like, you don't make the connection. Like, oh my God, all of these are like people with a house and a job and a life, and I'm like interacting with you and you're watching my videos, and it made me so emotional to feel that connection with you in that way. And it just felt like a message for you, and that could be related to the message of you receiving a letter or receiving like a heartfelt communication from someone. Maybe this is someone that you feel really blessed to feel connected to. Or Spirit just wants you to know that a beautiful blessing is coming your way regarding a connection, regarding someone close to your heart, that you're going to feel connected to them in a whole different way. So I think that's it for the intuitive messages. So let's get into your cards. The first thing we're going to see is how this wound or blockage manifests. And we're going to look at that both in your inner world as well as your outer world. So we are channeling the energy of group number 4's wound or blockage. So if this sounds like what you are going through, then that will be your confirmation that you have found your group. How does this manifest in group number 4's inner world? I feel like group number 4, you need to be more appreciated. And I don't even know what wound or blockage we're going to look at yet, but something that is going to be very healing for you is realizing how appreciated you are. So I wouldn't be surprised if the people around you are doing more to express their gratitude, or like people are reaching out, going out of their way to reach out to you and let you know how much they care about you. Some of you guys could be feeling lonely right now, which that could be lonely because you're not around people, or even you are around people, you still feel lonely. In your inner world, we have the 4 of Swords, and this can be a nice card when we're talking about having a break, having a rest, enjoying stillness. But this is coming up for your wound. I'm hearing the word dormant. Like something inside of you is dormant. If I'm being very honest, the first word that came to my mind with this card was depression. So some of you could be going through a depression right now, or you have been for some time. Because very often on the 4 of Swords, we see someone who is lying in bed and sleeping. And if this is coming out as a wound, that could definitely translate to depression, or just feeling overall apathy towards things, maybe even towards things that you used to enjoy and you used to get excited about. Feeling like it's hard to get out of bed. I'm hearing like, what's the point? It's hard to get out of bed. It's hard to motivate yourself to do things. I'm also hearing the word numb. And already, just based on all of the intuitive messages we've received, I know that a big part of this healing is going to be connection. How is this manifesting in your outer world? We have the Hanged Man. This is also a card that can talk about stillness, inaction. So we have that message coming up twice. We have the numbers 4 and 12, which could be significant. April 12th or mid-April could be a significant time for some of you, or December 4th or early December. I'm also noticing that both of these cards have like an arching rainbow on them, and I'm just looking. No, it's not. A lot of cards don't have that, so that is significant. The Hanged Man has this feeling of life being on hold. This is your outer world. So you may kind of feel right now like you are just stuck in a limbo in life. I'm hearing I don't want to give up, but I also don't want to keep going. And I'm just, something feels off, something feels stuck. I was watching a video recently that was talking about living a provisional life. And I don't think I had heard that term before, but it was this idea of like, this is the life I'm living for now until the life that I actually want comes around. Maybe there's a part of you that was always waiting for something bigger, something better, something greater, waiting for the real thing, so to speak. Always feeling like this chapter is just an in-between until I get to where I really want to go. And maybe you feel like you got stuck in that in-between. And maybe even some of you are starting to resign to that feeling and be like, okay, I guess this is just how things are going to be, how my life is going to be. Maybe I'm not going to get all the way to where I want to go. So we'll look at some oracle cards to further illustrate this energy. We have the 12 chakra system, energy centers of light and sound. That is very interesting to me. I'm not super familiar with the 12 chakra system. I just know of the 7 chakras, but I believe that in the 12 chakra system, this includes energy centers that are located outside of your physical body. And I do think that a lot of your healing journey, it's not just about what you do or don't do. A lot of it is going to happen through other people coming towards you. That just keeps coming through. Like, Spirit wants to show you how loved you are. And this is a bit of a woo-woo thing to say, but I don't care because I believe it. Your soul family or your soulmates will be summoned. It's like your soul is putting out a signal, like, I need you, and they're gonna rise up and be at attention and come and find you. Connection is going to be your way to healing. You're not going to heal by yourself. You're going to heal by being shown how precious you are, how loved you are, by being embraced, by receiving love. We also have kindness. The energy of kindness reminds us to be considerate and wise in our interactions with others and ourselves, and to find the root of our love through our connection to Source. The number 29 could be significant. Whenever I see 29, I think Saturn return because that's around the age that you have one. The first one anyway. And then we also have forgiveness. The trigger statement is, I did not deserve this. The true statement is, I forgive. Allow the labels of judgment to disappear. See the situations and individuals through your heart. Forgive yourself. Green seems to be a significant color coming through. The green frog, these 2 cards. Even this, because this made me think of heart chakra with the number 4, with the messages of connection. And the heart chakra is green. So green could be a very healing color for you, working with your heart chakra, or visualizing green light could be healing as well. There could be a spirit guide or an angel who is close to you who has the color green. And I'm going to put this up in a subtitle, the angel that is associated with the color green, because I feel like they're nearby you. Something that's coming through is that you live as a realist. You live and present as a practical person at this stage in your life. But I am getting the feeling that at your core, you are an idealist, you are a dreamer, you are a romantic. And your true nature was, wow, I'm hearing like stolen by life. and now you play this role of a practical and realistic person very well. Something that I think has been hard for you to come to terms with as a dreamer and romantic person is that unkind people and cruel people do exist. Just something about these energy centers that are outside of your body, it feels like something that is out of your control. And you wanted to believe that everyone is a good person and everyone is kind. And so when someone displays unkindness, it's like you can't accept it. And it's not even because like necessarily because you're trying to protect that person from being viewed negatively. It's not like that. It's like I can't imagine that a human would be unkind or would be cruel or would be evil like this. Like that doesn't compute in your pure heart and in your soul. And I'm thinking of the Strength card now. I feel like that card could represent you as well. We are going to pull some cards to see where this came from. So I think we're going to focus in on the energy of you feeling kind of stuck in a limbo, of not really having motivation, maybe losing interest in certain things in your life. We're going to focus on that and see where that has come from. I just keep having to say, it's not you. It's not you. And I really want my group number 4s to be careful about thinking like, what is wrong with me? What do I have to fix about me? And an example that's coming to my mind is someone who hasn't eaten, and so their stomach hurts because they're hungry. You know, they have like the hunger pangs. And they're like, oh my gosh, something's wrong with my stomach. It's acting weird. No, it's not. Your stomach is it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And it's telling you about something that needs to change, i.e., give me food. If you start trying to figure out what the problem is with your stomach, it's like you're missing the point. So this isn't about fixing you. It's about life changing or people changing or being around different people, being in a different situation. Your reaction is not abnormal or wrong or broken. And I'm sorry if anyone or anything has made you feel that way. Where did this wound or blockage come from? Jupiter energy could be significant as well. We have the 3 of Swords. And the World. Jupiter and Saturn. I don't know why those are coming up, if it's like what Jupiter and Saturn are doing right now. At the time that I'm filming this, Jupiter's in Cancer, Saturn is in Aries, but it could also be like where they are in your own natal chart. If you're into astrology, maybe those placements are asking for your attention right now. And wow, not to be a broken record, but Jupiter and Saturn are not necessarily personal planets. They're like kind of in between being personal and generational. I think they're referred to as social planets. So, I mean, I've said this like 10 times already, but just in case you needed that reminder, this is not just like a you problem. Three of Swords represents a heartbreak. So you have been hurt, you have been disappointed. With the World here, it could be literally like you've been disappointed at the state of the world. And it's like maybe being disillusioned by the world and the idea of a fair world. This is just one example that is coming to my mind. And of course, apply it to your own situation. But another example I can think of to illustrate this energy is someone who has zero motivation to work. And they're like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Like, am I lazy? When in fact, the problem is that there's a larger scale issue of people being severely underpaid and underappreciated. And it's like, yeah, why the heck would you want to work in a society like that, where nobody appreciates the work you do and you're barely getting paid enough to live? Like, why on earth would that motivate you to work harder? I work harder and harder and harder and I don't get anything more for what I'm doing. So in fact, this lack of motivation and apathy towards work is a pretty normal reaction to the state of things. And it would be so unfair to think that's an individual problem and be like, I'm so lazy, I lack discipline, I lack ambition. What can I do to increase my productivity? Let me read this self-help book. Let me look at these tips and tricks. I'll try waking up earlier. Like, there's only so much you can do on an individual level. I just saw 2112, which is also a mirroring number. So it's not like, it's kind of like the way the world is, or the way people are, or the way society is. And that's probably the reason why it's coming up so much, that your way to healing is through connection and not just through individual work and like quote unquote fixing something on an individual level. It's going to come through like companionship and community and mutual support, because that's what's going to make you believe that a better world is possible. And when you're not alone, that's what's going to make you hopeful that we can change things. And I think for you, healing looks like this, the inner idealist in you coming back, the inner dreamer, the inner romantic coming back. So speaking of which, we're going to pull a couple of more cards to see how this wound will heal. So this is going to include both practical steps as well as just energies that will be supporting you as you are moving through your life. And I just saw 2222. So that's like the third time for you that I've seen repeating twos, and we've seen mirroring numbers twice. And I do remember that I was talking about soul family and soulmates earlier in your group, and if there's any angel number that makes me think of that kind of connection, it's mirroring numbers and repeating twos. So I'm just saying that energy is very present here. We have flow like water. Maybe this is kind of literal, but swimming or bathing, whether that's in the ocean or like a bathtub, I don't know, being in the water or being near the water could be very healing for you. This could even be like going and sitting by a river, or like going for a drive along the coast, or something about being near the ocean will be healing for you. And I think flow definitely has a feeling of being gentle with yourself. Flow doesn't feel like someone who is fighting to swim forward. It feels like someone who is just surrendered and letting the current carry them. And I think there's something very important here about not being hard on yourself for what you're experiencing, and not forcing yourself to change, and also not forcing yourself to make any changes before you are ready. It's okay if you know that a change needs to be made and it takes you some time to do it. That's allowed. That's okay. Sometimes the moment you realize there's a problem, the moment you find the solution, and the moment you have processed it and are ready to do something about it can be quite separated through time. Shit, there's some things I've known I want to do for years and I still haven't done it. It's okay. I'm still here. I'm still chilling. There's a difference between wasting time and taking your time, and don't ever think that taking your time is a waste. We also have, oh, you're the first group, because I just noticed it's a different color. So I feel like all the other groups got earth cards, but you got an air card. And that is the element of the heart chakra. Green and heart chakra energy is very strong here. And 21 is coming up a lot. Like 21, 21. I think I saw 2112 or something like that in your reading. I also saw 2121 on the camera timer. I just don't know if I said it out loud, but that number, and you also have the number 12 here, 12 chakra system. 12 and 21 are following us around. Hanged Man, also number 12. That's crazy. Anyway, this card says the breath of love. And it says to breathe deeply and receive the power of life. Or I guess another way to translate this would be like to breathe in deeply and receive the life force. Receive love as you breathe in. A lot of groups have also gotten messages about deep breathing and breathing exercises, breath work. I just think that's an amazing way to reconnect with your body, and it's very calming. And yeah, there could be something about spiritual baths. I'm thinking of my friend who takes spiritual baths like for the new moon and full moon and like sets an intention. Working with water could be very healing. The last thing we're going to do is get some guidance from these two oracle cards, and I'm going to read both of these from their guidebooks. So 29, 29, lots of repeating numbers. Your guidance, is it guidance of Gaia or guidance from Gaia? I don't know, but you have guidance of the lion. Oh, guidance from Gaia. I consciously use my power, drawing from my inner sun. That's a beautiful message for you, group number 4, because if you're feeling like tired, apathetic, low motivation, low energy, you need to know that your inner sun and your inner fire is still there. It's still in there. And so beautiful that the lion has made an appearance, because I'm remembering that I saw the strength card in my mind's eye, which has a lion on it. So lions could be significant for you as well. At the time that this video is going up, the Lionsgate portal is happening very soon. It's on August 8th. So that could be a really significant and healing time for you. Leo energy could be significant. Or just, yeah, something to do with lions or royalty, I want to say, because Leo's like the king of the zodiac. Okay. Number 29, guidance of the lion. Courage. Guys, I'm tired. Look at what page this is on. 121 and 122. There's something about the 1s and the 2s and the 12s and the 21s with this group. Okay. The lion is the ultimate protector of its personal domain, making lion the divine masculine energy of all guides of Gaia. This king of the jungle is master of the untamed inner and outer worlds, balancing psychological, emotional, and physical realities. I wanted to read that as psychical, which I don't know if that's a word, but psychic realities. If you find yourself overwhelmed by uncomfortable emotions such as sadness, frustration, anger, or fear, the lion can help you weed through the thickness. The presence of this power animal invites you to look at what is wild, untamed, or difficult to control in your life. and pull energy from your inner sun to address each issue one by one. You could be feeling anxiety because you are trying to process too many emotions on your own. While it is important to self-regulate, we can't do everything alone. Exactly. The lion lives and travels with a pride because true strength requires outside help. If you are hiding your feelings from others, stop using hints and innuendos. Make the decision to share your inner world with those around you. You'll only receive their support if you use lion's courage to ask your family and friends for what you really want. The lion will give you the motivation to use your voice and let your desires, needs, and wants roar into reality. So it's very clear that connection and not being alone is what is going to heal you. And also just affection. Like for some of you, it could even be physical touch from others, like a hug, a snuggle, words of affection, words of appreciation. I want to give you a hug, group 4. I feel like you just need love and affection and snuggles because that is a very real human need and it can be so healing. We also have number 58, figwort. Never heard of that. I've never heard of most of the plants in this deck. Let's see. I know mugwort, which I think one of the groups had mugwort. Number 58. The compass. If you have met figwort, you know elegant figwort stands up tall and takes no nonsense. Figwort is your stern auntie, the one who is the kindest person in the room but who does not coddle or cater. This unwavering ally, with their deep commitment to what is good and just, will set you on the course you were meant for, but may not have known you were already on. Figwort will course through the entirety of your being, shaking off the chaff. Figwort will discipline your whole organism, not for discipline's sake, but to cut through to the core of your integrity. Figwort is an understated beauty. They are the magnetic center, drawing you near and looking at you squarely in the face. Figwort is not perfume and roses. Figwort is the bitter brew that always makes you feel better. If you are looking for a tough love kind of guidance, or for an ally to help you cut to the heart of the matter and make bold, clear choices, figwort is already by your side. Smell the musky waft of figwort and remember what the most basic, stripped down, and true version of yourself is like. Look that self in the face, and you will see figwort in the shadows of your eyes, smiling with a hand on your shoulder. Sorry, I feel like I was having trouble reading the passages for this group, and I'm going to blame Mercury retrograde for that because I can. That's funny. I filmed a different reading recently. This one is probably going to go up first. I just feel like putting this one out as soon as possible for some reason. But I filmed a reading for, I think it was Your Career in the Rest of 2025, which will be up soon. And one of the groups had like a spirit guide anti-energy. So it's so funny that guidebook is also talking about like anti-energy. So let me know if you end up choosing that group when that video comes out and you also chose this group. Your healing, there are things that you can do as an individual to feel better, but we must not skip the steps of giving you a lot of comfort and love. I don't know why this is the example that's coming to my mind, but I'm imagining, maybe this is relevant for some of you, a little kid who fell down and scraped their knee and they're crying because it's, shocking. Maybe there's some blood and it hurts. What does the parent do? Yes, the parent is going to tend to the wound and clean it up and put a band-aid. Yes, but what does the parent do first? Hugs the child, kisses the child, calms the child down, gives them a snuggle. Maybe they say a little, is there a saying that to make the pain go away. I'm thinking of a Japanese one, like make the pain fly away. Like you say a little thing to the kid. I guess we just kiss it better, right? But you cannot skip that step of comforting and affection. This is not just a childish thing. This is a human need. Like, we need the humans around us to be like, oh, you're in pain. I see you. Oh, that's awful. Come here. Let me give you comfort. Let me give you affection. Let me give you this physical touch so we can regulate together. That's important too. We don't outgrow this need. And I feel like sometimes we just become adults and we're like, we want to just skip to the fixing it part. And that never feels right. And, this card was talking about tough love and, seeing your true self. And yes, maybe there will be a moment where you can reflect on yourself and be like, you know what? I really need to change my ways about XYZ. But you first must give yourself the validation of this has been hard and it's not all on me and I'm loved and supported. Okay, now that we've been comforted, what can we do about this? Like, that's just really important. Don't skip that step of validating yourself. Don't skip forward to trying to fix things. Your subconscious mind, your body, your soul is not going to F with that. It's not going to like that. I'm also hearing the right to give someone tough love is earned. I don't know who that's for, but sometimes it has to come from a specific person who their intentions are good. The right advice from the wrong person won't hit. The right advice delivered in the wrong way won't hit because it's about the frequency that it holds. The same words don't hold the same frequency, like, from different people. I'm going to trust that you know what I mean. So actually, with that in mind, it could be quite specific people who are instrumental in your healing. Not just anyone. Actually, a beautiful example of this is like, because this actually happened to me. If a random person or like a stranger on the internet says to me, don't worry, just be happy, I'll be like, shut up. But one time my mom said that to me and it healed my soul on like 6 different levels. I was like, oh my God, you're right. I should not worry and just be happy. Like, hearing it from her was a totally different experience. So it's not about finding the answers or finding the advice or finding the solution. It's about that moment of genuine connection with someone who loves you and is trying to help you. You are going to be healed by people who love you, by your soulmates, by your soul family, by your family, by your friends. Yeah. This energy feels cozy, and I'm happy we're ending on this because the start of the reading was sad, but that's okay. You move through the sadness and you let it be held and you get warmed up from the inside out. Oh, group number 4, please. Actually, you don't have to, but I am offering you an energetic hug if you would like to accept it. And you can call on Astral KINO anytime for a hug, for words of encouragement. I give you permission to call upon Astral KINO in your meditations. Anyway, sorry, let me stop being weird. So, this is the end of your reading. Wait, I have to mention something else, because remember we were talking about 29 Saturn return? The Saturn return after 29 is around 58 years old. So some of you are going through Saturn return, I guess. I just think that's very cool that they both, I guess there's more than 25. Oh my God. Whatever. I'm gonna stop talking. Yeah. I guess I'm just sad to see you go, group number 4. Anyway, these are all the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings just like the ones here on my channel. You can also watch the extendeds of the readings we do here on YouTube. So that's going to be linked down below, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, your beautiful soul family, whatever angel came through earlier, which we will have looked up and put in a subtitle for your reference. Thank you, angel. You're the best. And all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!